the Australian reservist because I want a degree and to have a life, but I also really want to shoot guns and get my combat skills on. Go out every few weekends to train over a couple of nights out in the woods. That's right, woods. I'm in the little cold bit of land dangling off of Australia's ass. Summer's pretty hot, but winters can be cold as fuck. One such winter be out on training, learning to tactically around the bush with based minimi. Also have combat knife on webbing because why the fuck not? Normal day, few mock attacks with blanks, lots of bush bashing and leeches. Harbor up on the side of a hill, just in the tree line overlooking a field full of dead white trees. One of the features of this state is these big fields with nothing but grassy bush things and dead trees. Picket rotation, get given the shit part of the night. Woken up at 0 o'clock, pointed in the direction of the pit and then the guy just goes to bed. Standard procedure is to walk the drowsy new sentry to the pit so he doesn't get confused in the dark. Jack motherfucker.exe stumble my way over to where I think the pit should be. There should also be another bloke there. Pit was located under a big bush, but all of a sudden there seemed to be a lot of those about. Head under one, no luck, get turned around and end up walking around for like 10 minutes. Start getting really wrong feeling, hard to place. I should not be here, not with a weapon, not treading on these plants. Shivering in the cold, wishing the link on my gun wasn't just blank. Eventually orientate myself and find the pit, get down in pit, find the other G snoring because slackness. Settle my bum down, wrap up tight and start feeling better. Feel fully awake so decide not to bother waking the guy until it's his turn to go wake another up. Staring out at the field, munching on M&Ms, one hand on the grip of the minimi. Feeling bends to steal over me again. Something doesn't like me being here. It sounds crazy I know but I mentioned this feeling to another guy and he said he knew what I meant. This is an old country bro. Clouds begin to part above me, bring in the moonlight, but let out what little heat there was. Mist on the ground, half moon in the sky, I begin feeling something new. Like a vibration, but super deep, a hum in the ground. I feel it through my ass, and when I put a hand down I feel it travel up my arm. Silent at first, but slowly begin to hear something. Sounds like something in between throat singing and a generator. It's ringing in my ears, getting louder. DEFCON 3, wake up pit buddy. Sound disappears, pretend all is normal. Not long until he goes back to bed anyways, lucky cunt. Staring out at the field I might have seen something in the grass bush things. Nothing definite, just a vague blackness. Ignore it, keep hugging minimi and breathing into my shirt to keep warm. The time has come to be left alone until I can get a new friend to suffer with me. Pit buddy leaves me alone, begin to feel fear again. Draw a knife and hold it under my jacket, at least a knife is a real weapon. It happens. The noise and vibration is back, really loud, feeling jittery as fuck. Can't believe it wakes nobody, but people quite close to me heard nothing. Staring out, increasingly freaked out. Suddenly see a head in the grass. At least, kind of a head. A black circle with white eyes staring right at me from barely 20 meters away. DEFCON 1, shoulder minimi because training. Thing just stares at me as the noise carries on. Just sit there for like a minute, staring this thing out. Don't even notice that the noise has stopped. Hear the new guy coming over, look around to see him and his escort, the guy who just left. Look back and see that the thing has gone. Barely even talk to the new guy, just sit there staring around, must have looked super keen. Just don't want to get eaten. Checking watch, desperate to get to the safety of a sleeping bag. When the time comes I find my guy and, like a good soldier lead him to the pit before I turn in. On my way back, it happens a third time. Oh fuck. Drop minimi, draw knife, standing in the dark with this noise in my ears and moon shadows everywhere, no idea where to look. Freaked out beyond words, whimpering a bit, call me a bitch if you like, something out there made me feel fear like I've never even imagined. Then it's there, in front of me. Barely 3 meters away, a little black figure, barely a meter tall. You wouldn't believe how scary a little black humanoid could be unless you saw this thing. White eyes, little white spots glowing up his body, and I can tell now that it's doing the hum. I try to make a noise but I feel paralyzed, I can't make a noise louder than a little whimper. Thing flows towards me, that's the only word I have for it. Didn't walk, was just suddenly and seamlessly climbing up my body. Silently screaming, mouth working, throat feels closed. Thing gropes at my hand with a knife, little fingers were strong man. Still trying to scream, unable to move. It only lasts a few seconds before I'm dropping to the floor, I feel like a fucking puppet without any strings. The next thing I knew I was awake, and only a minute or so had passed. I was lying next to the gun, and I basically just picked it up and ran back to my bag, where I slept immediately. I never told anyone about the thing, and I never got that knife back. No idea what it was, nor do I want to know.